He's back. As promised, Larry Macon Jr. is here with another look into his exclusive interview with Joel Osteen, the one and only.
Yeah, part one was great. So we gotta ask you, Mr. Larry Macon Jr. in the house, what can we expect in part two? Part one yesterday was phenomenal.
Oh, listen, you are not going to be disappointed. It's another great part where Joel Osteen is giving us a little more insight into what he does. So he's going to basically show us about the power of positivity. So let's watch Pastor Osteen.
It makes me feel humbled. I think, you know, never dreaming that I could do this. And even when I see this place filled up in the different cities, I think, you know, what do I have to say, or why are they coming out? But, you know, it just makes me feel very humbled that in some way I can impact their life. And, you know, our ministry is about lifting people up. I think, Larry, a big part is life pushes us all down. Everybody has challenges in relationships and health and finances. And so our message is that God is for us, that He has us in the palm of His hand, that even sometimes when life doesn't make sense, that God is still in control. And when you put your trust in Him and you don't live bitter and angry, but you say, God, I believe you're in control. I believe life goes better when you live out of a place of faith.
That's great positivity. And you have what I'd like to always call a positive message. And so as we speak to those that are watching today, what would you say would help lead them to their greatest potential?
Well, I think believing in yourself. I think a lot of times we think, well, I don't have the talent, I don't have the skill, I don't come from the right family. Like a lot of times we are limiting ourselves. So I think you have to take the limits off and say, okay, I may not have what somebody else has, but I have what I need to fulfill my destiny. You know, that living from that attitude, I'm equipped, I'm empowered. I may not be as beautiful or as talented as somebody else, but I have what I need. Quit being against yourself. You got to be for yourself to see that potential come out.
Wow, and that leads people to happiness, I believe.
It really does. You know, you get when you're against yourself, when you're looking at what you don't have, you're going to be discouraged. You're going to be comparing and competing. But you know, when you take the limits off of yourself, take the limits off of God, believe you're a person of destiny, you're going to be happy. You're going to fulfill your purpose.
That's right. And I think a lot of people allow things like social media to take their happiness away. How do you feel that's affected, you know, our generations?
It's really changed it. And, you know, there are good changes and there are negative changes, because I think we all know it's easy to compare, you know, Instagram and compare vacations, compare looks, and just the negative side of it. Because in the old days, it took a lot to be critical. You'd have to write a letter or something. Nowadays, it's just people can hide behind a tweet or things like that. Yeah. Again, it can be used for good, but my thing is, don't let that negative get down into your spirit. Don't live from a defensive place trying to prove to people who you are. You don't have to prove. Be who God made you to be.
I'd just like to ask you, one of my final questions is this. If you can give someone advice to make their life better, what would it be?
I think one of the first things is start the day off in a grateful attitude. I think many times, Larry, the way we start the day determines what kind of day it's going to be. If you lie in bed thinking, oh, I don't want to go to work, I'm tired, I got all these problems, it's just drawing negativity in. Start the day off in faith. God, thank you for this day. Thank you that I'm alive. Thank you for my children. Find something to be grateful for. I think that carries on throughout the day. It's going to help you to live your life better.
Gotcha. Now, I have every single book of yours, Pastor Osteen, and I want to let you know it's really inspired my life. It's blessed my family. And your next book is called Next Level Thinking.
Yeah.
And I believe that people do need to think to the next level. Tell us just a little bit about what was your premise behind this book.
Yeah, you know, Larry, kind of what we're talking about, I believe your life follows your thoughts. And I believe many people just have limiting thoughts toward themselves, just what they can't do, or maybe it's just, hey, I've reached my limits. I've gone as far as I can. But I believe when you take those thoughts off of yourself, take the thoughts off of God, that's when you can rise higher. I don't think we're supposed to get stuck. And, you know, sometimes it's, hey, I'll never break this addiction. I'll never get well. I'll never get married. There's a thousand things that we could tell ourselves. As long as we're thinking that way, we are limiting that from happening.
Well, I want to thank you, Pastor Joel, for being an influence in my life, for being an influence in the life of all of our viewers in our country and even in our world today. I want to tell you we're excited about you coming to Cleveland. I think everybody who's watching should get their family members and friends to the Night of Hope, because it'll really change their life. It's just a positive message. It leads them into some areas that maybe they didn't know were available to them, and I think it'll be a great thing. So again, thank you so much for being here on Live on Lakeside.
Thanks, Larry. Great to be with you. We're looking forward to coming to Cleveland. We love the people of Cleveland. So thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
And Joel loves Cleveland, so I even like him even more. I have
absolutely.
never seen a message that he's shared that's not inspired me so much.
He's so profound. And Larry, I want to ask you, so he's coming to the Q on October the 12th, so next week.
Yes.
Right.
What are you most looking forward to? I know that you're going to have front and center seats.
You know, it's an awesome experience. It's great singing. It's a great story. You really kind of get to hear the story of how he got to where he is. He's also just really pumping hope. I mean, you see people there that are sick. You see people there that are down, depressed, and then you see them leave differently. You see them leave changed. And I think that's the most positive thing because, like I've said, you know, on my other interviews with him, he is just so genuine. And sometimes when you see somebody with such a genuine spirit, it transfers to you.
Larry, can we talk a little bit about reaching our greatest potential? I think that is such a good topic for us to talk about, especially in this day of social media where there's so many distractions.
Yeah, he really taught us not to compare ourselves to others. You know, be the best you that you can be. And so he introduced his book, you know, Thinking on the Next Level, basically, and he was just talking about how with that next level thinking, you can't let you know, today's world, what we're dealing with social media, what people say, stop you from reaching your full potential. People have potential to do so much greater, and all they have to do is just look within and not worry about what people are saying about them on the outside.
Amen to that, Larry. And we're excited because tomorrow you'll be showcasing another one of your everyday champions.
You're back.